You're watching North Alabama's news leader. WHNT News 19 at 5 starts now.
The governor taking more steps toward reopening the state. That's what we begin this evening at 5. I'm Siobhan Bryan.
And I'm Greg Screws. And today, the governor announced an update to her safer at home order, allowing more businesses to reopen and more activities to resume.
And WHNT News 19's Jerry Hayes joins us here to explain what's new. Jerry.
Well, first of all, this is an amended safer at home order starting Friday at 5 p.m. Athletic activities, entertainment venues, educational institutions, daycare facilities, and camps can reopen, but they must maintain social distancing and take precautions. Now, those precautions include maintaining, once again, social distancing, wearing a face covering, and sanitizing. The governor said the move comes even as the numbers of coronavirus cases in our state continues to go up. And she said the numbers are, quote, not as good as we would hope, but that it's important for people to get back to work. The governor cited the 500,000 unemployment claims filed in our state since March.
Standing by and letting our businesses collapse while we've got hundreds of thousands of folks that are hurting and suffering is not an option. And so we've got to keep our businesses open and keep our people working. The key to it is personal responsibility by the businesses of Alabama and by individuals.
The state health officer, Dr. Scott Harris, echoed the governor, saying reopening Alabama only works if we all cooperate. That means wearing face coverings, avoiding unnecessary trips, and staying at home if you're sick. Again, the amended health order goes into effect tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock, and it expires July 3rd at 5 p.m. You can read the full details on our website, WHNT.com. Greg?
So breaking news out of DeKalb County. The body of a 19-year-old Georgia man was pulled from beneath Little River Falls today, and he had been swimming with a woman at the bottom of the falls when he was pulled under.
The woman was able to escape the current and be rescued, but he unfortunately wasn't as lucky. WHNT News 19's Tiffany Lester explains how it all happened.
Right now, the water levels and currents are about half of what they were on Tuesday when the drowning happened. I was actually here covering Memorial Day weekend safety just hours before they got the call that 2 people needed to be saved. The body of a 19-year-old Georgia man was recovered from beneath Little River Falls about 40 hours after he went under.
We have water coming from 2 or 3 different portions of the waterfall. Got those cross currents, and it forms an eddy there, and plus you have the turbulence going up and down and doing like an undertow.
Just a few hours after the scene was cleared, others daring to get in the falls themselves.
If you've been out quite a bit during the day, you're tired, it's warm out, it's hot, you're dehydrated, you're tired from swimming. Even a strong swimmer can easily be overcome by a wild river like the Little River.
Various agencies came to search the riverbanks and water for the missing swimmer, but water conditions did not make it easy for divers.
The river itself was flowing very strong from recent rains. It was dirty as well. The current, they were fighting it like crazy. Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency brought down a remote submersible, but the current, it was just too strong even for that.
Divers found the body about 10 minutes after they were able to search Thursday morning near where he went under. One family visiting the National Preserve from Huntsville says situations like this are sad and scary.
Especially having kids around those same ages, to think how easy it is for that to happen. I think teenagers typically to think they're invincible, and just that it's easy to have one second of a slip up and then it could change everything.
Park Ranger Matt Switzer says the victim's family is in his thoughts and prayers, but he hopes this drowning can be a warning of the dangers of swimming in wild rivers. Reporting in Little River Canyon National Preserve, Tiffany Lester, WHNT News 19.
Let's step away from news of the day. Check in with Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson. Jason?
The sky is getting a little dark over Florence right now. This is the live view at Florence Harbor. Should be pretty busy out here in the next few days. In fact, the dock area is already pretty busy. Some folks out there fishing this afternoon. It's 75. Beautiful weather today. The air not as dry and crisp as it has been. It's up to 79 in Tuscumbia. You can see the dark bases of the clouds here. There could be a brief isolated shower developing around the shoals here pretty soon. It's up to 77 in Rogersville, 80 in Cherokee. This evening, we expect it to be in the mid-70s through 6 and 7 o'clock, about 71 at 8 p.m. And while we don't expect a lot of showers, 1 or 2 wouldn't be completely shocking. It's 81 in Russellville, 78 in Huntsville, 74 right now in Fort Payne, and 73 in the Fayetteville area. We've got isolated showers, one there east of Stevenson on Sand Mountain just to the southwest of the Higdon area, and then one that's right over downtown Fayetteville that is really raining down now on the northeast side of town. We've got a lot more of these in the next 24 hours. I'll show you who gets the best chance of rain coming up.
All right, thanks, Jason. Redstone Arsenal continues to lag behind reopening businesses now that much of the state is getting settled into its new normal. But starting Tuesday, May 26, Redstone Arsenal will allow limited services to resume business. WHNT News 19's Elijah Baker is here to tell us what this means for many families and workers on the base.
Here's a quick snapshot. Military leaders say on average, positive COVID-19 cases on base have dropped over a 14-day period. Because of that, Redstone Arsenal received guidance from the Department of Defense and CDC that it's time to begin phasing in its workforce. Essential employees and returning workers should plan ahead when they arrive back to the base on Tuesday. Gates 3 and 10 will remain closed and expect a 5 to 10 minute wait. Leaders say they've been very deliberate and mindful in their process to reopen Redstone Arsenal at a slower pace.
I can tell you that we've intentionally lagged behind the state so that we can slowly and methodically phase in our approach to getting back.
Limited outdoor activities like golf will also resume Tuesday. The Pershing Welcome Center and one-stop services may run by appointment only. Child care centers will reopen to returning employees. Restaurants will serve carry-out meals only, but some cafes remain closed. This is a short list of what's to come.
We all know that these are anxious times. And as we talk about beginning to recover the workforce and bring them onto the arsenal, we recognize that anxieties will continue to grow.
While certain practices may not be strictly enforced in the general public, social distancing and protective measures will be enforced at all locations on Redstone Arsenal.
But we look forward to welcoming you back to the arsenal. We want to do so in a safe, healthy manner.
Supervisors will be responsible for informing their employees if they'll return to work or continue working from home. The U.S. Army Aviation and Missile Command at Redstone Arsenal will delay returning workers until June 3rd. Live in Huntsville, Elijah Baker, WHNT, News 19.
The Alabama Department of Labor released the official count for initial claims filed last week, and 25,150 claims were filed either online or by phone during the time period. 16,069 of the claims COVID-19 related. Industries with the most number of claims include administrative and support services, food services and drinking places, transportation and equipment manufacturing, and general merchandise stores. Lawmakers are taking a deep dive into the impact of the pandemic on essential workers. The House Select Subcommittee on the COVID-19 crisis got a briefing today from medical staff, first responders, custodians, and other essential workers on what they need from the government. WHNT News 19's Washington, D.C. correspondent Jesse Chanur reports.
Michigan bus driver Eric Colts fears sick passengers.
I go to work every day afraid.
New York EMT Diana Wilson feels unprepared.
We could have saved more lives.
And California custodian Marcos Aranda faces job insecurity.
I worry about feeding them, keeping them healthy.
All are essential workers who shared a common concern with the House coronavirus panel Thursday. They still need more masks, gloves, wipes, and more so they don't get themselves or their loved ones sick.
Personal protective equipment has been a constant battle.
Other essential workers like Maryland's Leilani Jordan lost their lives to COVID-19. Her mom blames the lack of PPE at her grocery store.
She risked her life to help seniors, to help those that are disabled.
South Carolina's Jim Clyburn calls the current lack of PPE unacceptable.
Immediate steps must be taken to procure and distribute these necessary supplies.
Louisiana's Steve Scalise says his colleagues should hold China accountable and increase the national manufacturing of these supplies.
America's paid too high a price for China's lies. This subcommittee owes it to all of our frontline heroes to expose the truth.
While Congress continues that debate, these essential workers also asked lawmakers to extend federal unemployment benefits and the timeline for small businesses to pay back loans. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Life South has fallen back into a critical need for blood. The blood bank was taking blood donations this morning at James Chapel Church as a partnership with the local hospital in Limestone NAACP. All blood that is given locally stays local, and if you can donate, they need all types of blood, especially plasma donors who have fully recovered from COVID-19.
So we are going to really rely on our community organizations and our businesses and our partners to start booking blood drives again to help us make sure that we are ensuring the safety and an adequate blood supply for all of the hospitals that we serve here in North Alabama.
If you would like to book a blood drive or donate plasma, you can find more information on their website, which can be found on WHNT.com.
So here's a live look at Huntsville from our Redstone Federal Credit Union Network camera, and there is a risk of a few severe thunderstorms on Friday, mainly in the morning. Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson will have the updated timeline and what you can expect in your Weather Authority forecast. That is coming up. First, we put out the challenge and you more than delivered. Thanks to your generosity, nearly 1,300 of you helped WHNT News 19 and 102.1 WDRM raise more than $102,000 for the Food Bank of North Alabama. Here at WHNT News 19, we are very thankful for the community's support. But you can keep those donations coming. Our text to donate option still working through June 1. Just text HUNGER to 559-3299. You'll then be sent to a direct link to donate to the Food Bank of North Alabama. There'll be more details also for you on WHNT.com.